I am Dr. Julia, and I am thrilled to be with you today. I feel like a giraffe that has just been born. This podcast is all about digging into what makes a great company culture. We'll be exploring the dynamics of leadership and, most importantly, learning how we can play a role in building workplace cultures where people actually want to be, where they really want to work. Today, I'm going to share a bit about myself and my journey and why I believe what we're doing here really matters. All right, a little bit about myself. I grew up raised by a single mom, and we didn't have a lot, but we had each other. We lived in this apartment complex that was like an income-based sliding scale, and we were surrounded by these wealthier neighborhoods. So I didn't have like the latest, fanciest clothes, but there was a family-owned thrift store nearby that became this place my mom and I would go and get all of these little hidden gems. And we'd find all kind of great, beautiful pieces there. And that store really gave me a sense of pride in how I presented myself, despite not really having a lot of money to spend on clothes. So one day we went to the store and I noticed that they had this going out of business sign, and it was a big disappointment. And I remember asking my mom, like, why are they closing? And she explained to me that maybe they didn't have enough customers. And I thought, well, that doesn't make sense. We shop here all the time. And she said, well, maybe it was the management or that people didn't like working there. And it really dawned on me at that moment that people could choose where they worked. They could choose their management. And I thought, well, that just blew my mind at like 10 years old that people could choose. And that really sparked the curiosity in my soul about business and leadership. And I remember saying to my mom, I wish we could buy this store and really manage it well and make it a place where people really want to work. And that was just really the beginning for me. I really thought that at 10 years old that I could go in there and turn this place around. And I still believe that to this day. If that thrift store was available for sale, I would get it and turn that place around. But that was when I realized really that culture impacts people's lives, and the way that businesses are run truly impact the way that people live. And fast forward to today, that spark has just led me through a journey of earning my PhD in organizational development and leadership, launching my own consulting business where I help companies like that. I've spent years working with leaders and organizations to transform company cultures and to develop the kind of leaders that don't just manage, but inspire and empower their teams. So why do I love doing this? I love helping companies understand that culture just isn't a side project or just a nice to have. It is the backbone of any successful organization, and it's the reason people choose to stay and give their best or decide to leave and go somewhere else. And for me, this work is personal. I've seen the impact that a positive, empowering workplace can have on people's lives, not just on their work lives, but on their relationships with their families, on their mental health, and their overall sense of fulfillment. So it's not enough for a company to just say, we care about our people. Everyone says that, right? You really have to live it. You have to create an environment where people feel seen, they feel valued, they feel empowered. This passion for culture and leadership has really fueled my work and led me to create what I've called the Disruptive Leadership Code. And I am so excited about it. This is a framework that helps leaders create a positive, sustainable impact on their organizations and their people. This code is all about intentional, disruptive leadership that pushes the boundaries in the best ways possible. So it's about creating cultures where people want to stay, they want to grow, they want to contribute. And that's what brings us here today to this podcast. My vision for this show is to share not just my insights, but to also bring in some top executive leaders from around the world who are building and sustaining remarkable cultures within their organizations. I'll be asking them some really hard questions about what it takes to lead in a disruptive way. How can you stay innovative? How can we all make an impact that goes beyond that bottom line? And what I really want to uncover with these leaders that I'll be bringing in is what's really happening behind the scenes of these successful companies. I want to ask the how questions and the why questions. What are the strategies? What are the mistakes that they've had? What aha moments that they've encountered that really shaped their success? I also want to talk about the lessons they've learned, the culture shifts that they've led, and any real world tactics that they're using to lead with purpose, integrity, and innovation. So, if you're ready to hear from some of the brightest minds in business, leaders who are challenging the norms and building cultures that are where people genuinely want to be a part of, you are in the right place. I'm excited for the guests we have lined up, and I can't wait to share their stories, their strategies, and the practical insights with you. And now we'll get into like why this matters. Why is this really important today? I'm so tired of hearing like this is a fast-paced environment. It's always been a fast-paced environment. Today this is just how it is. We are no longer in in unprecedented times. These are just the times. And we're in this era now where people just don't want a job. They want a purpose. They want to feel connected to something, connected to a mission. They want to see that their own values are reflected in their leaders and the places that they work. They want to feel meaning that is provided by this company. So company culture has become one of the biggest differentiators for organizations. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing companies that have strong cultures that are inclusive, innovative, and aligned with people's values are the ones that are thriving. They have lower turnover, higher engagement, and more loyal customers. So in this podcast, we're going to dive deep into what principles and strategies that any organization can use to help build a strong culture. And to achieve that, I have developed 5 core pillars that guide leaders through this transformation. The first pillar is called leadership. Most important pillar, I would say. This pillar is all about defining or redefining leadership beyond titles and authority. It's true that leadership is all about influence and vision and the ability to inspire others, but leaders also need to be adaptable and know when to step back and when to empower their teams and when to step up and also set the course. So this pillar is going to explore what it means to lead with integrity and foresight and why leaders must be both strategic thinkers and empathetic listeners. The second pillar is called organizational design. And this pillar is focused on how we actually structure our organizations to be agile and responsive and aligned with our goals. So traditional rigid hierarchies are becoming outdated, as we all know. Instead, today, leaders are moving toward flatter, more flexible structures that allow for rapid decision-making and innovation. So organizational design is going to be all about making sure that we organize our people, our roles, and processes to support a culture of collaboration and accountability. The third one is called higher purpose. And this one is new for where we are today. It's all about, reminding us that profit alone isn't a sustainable goal for a thriving organization. Higher purpose is about connecting people to something bigger than their day-to-day task. It's about aligning individuals with their values and the mission of the organization so we can foster a sense of meaning and impact for every role in the organization. The fourth one is employee experience or engagement. This is just the heartbeat of company culture. A positive employee experience isn't just about perks or pizza parties or even paid time off. It's about creating an environment where people feel valued and supported and able to just bring their best selves to work. From mental health to work-life balance to growth opportunities, this pillar is about understanding what employees need to thrive and making sure that the culture supports that. And the fifth one is disruption or innovation. This one is about the rapidly changing environment that we're in, the external environment. Standing still is not an option today. This pillar is about encouraging leaders and their teams to continually innovate, to challenge the status quo, disrupt their own processes before someone else does. And it's all about building a culture of continuous improvement and making learning and innovation a daily practice, not just like a one-time workshop or a one-time initiative. So together with these 5 pillars, we're going to form a roadmap that creates vibrant, resilient, and future-ready cultures. I love that, future-ready cultures. Thank you for tuning in today to the Leadership Code. In this next episode, I'll be sharing more detail about the 5 pillars of disruptive leadership and why each of these pillars is essential for creating a vibrant, future-ready company culture. And this isn't just a set of theories. These are actionable principles that can change the way you lead and the way your organization operates and the way people experience work. So stay tuned because this journey is just getting started. The future of leadership is waiting for you, and I cannot wait to explore it together. Until next time, take care.